Hello everyone again. You all seem to really like the gameplay review video I released yesterday, so here I am with another gameplay review. In this video, we're going to be reviewing some Ember and some Dreamwitch gameplay. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so we're going to start with the Dreamwitch gameplay this time, and we can see that it's spawn group 3, which is the 2-story spawn. And there are going to be a survivor at 10, a survivor at 3-story, and then there's going to be 2 survivors around towards bridge and first stop. We can see that's what's going on here. Now you decide to rotate towards working carousel, and I find that to be personally a riskier move. I mean, you can go there, but I think that first stop is a better area, particularly for a Dreamwitch to be able to chase. There's just a lot more open space for you to work through by first stop, and I find that that's the spawn that works out for me. But again, there can be alternate strategies to this game. It's one of the many nice things about this game is that you can have many different strategies and we can learn from each other. And I'm just here to give suggestions. I'm here suggesting to you that maybe going to first stop would be the I guess more optimum spawn to go for first, but we can see you're following up with the spawn follower here. And this mercenary is playing pretty conservative with his elbow pads. Excellent blink, excellent blink. If that mercenary had elbow padded away instead, that might have been able to lead to a slightly longer kite, but we can see that you get the early down on the mercenary. Now, just one recommendation. I mean, it worked out this time, but as a general rule of thumb, I recommend moving on from forwards and mercenaries. Especially if you don't have patroller, that can lead to some relatively longer kites. Especially on a map like Moonlit, which is tougher for Dreamwitch. And we can see what you did was you got the leech out of the radius, and you're going to patrol with the leech. And when you're camping as Dreamwitch, it's a good idea to patrol with the leech and camp with the spawn. And the reason being is that if they do end up getting a successful rescue through, you'll be able to follow up easier with the spawn follower than the leech, because obviously if you hit the survivor with their own leech, the leech disappears. This way you can have more leeches on the field, which equals more map pressure, which is the reason why you play Dreamwitch, is for all that map pressure. And we can see you're going to take the doctor to the chair, which I think is a smart move, being that she heals so fast. And you can see the enchantress right here. You're going to prioritize chairing the doc. I probably would have tried going a little deeper for that double hit, but again, personal preference. I'm just here to give ideas. And we can see that you end up getting the hit on the mercenary there. He's dead on chair, so he's like, I might as well go for the rescue. But you end up getting the follow-up with the leech. And following up with that leech doesn't really matter because he was about to be dead on chair anyways. And we can see that you're going to be following up with Doc's leech right there. You're going to take the mercenary to the chair. Got to be careful, make sure that Enchantress doesn't try to pull a sneaky rescue. And we can see from the fact that she's on the other side of the bridge that that's not going to happen. And it does not look like anybody will go for a rescue. And it looks like she's going to be going to 2-story. Yep. I was just going to say, get the spawn follower out of radius and follow up on the Enchantress. And we can see that both the Enchantress and the prisoner here, which is nice. And the Enchantress doesn't know you can see her, apparently, but you can. And excellent blink there. And we can see that that pretty much stops all decoding, being that you just forced the prisoner off the cipher here. Yep, you're doing the right thing, getting all leeches out of radius. Get the Enchantress leech to its owner. And yep, as soon as that cooldown's done, go ahead and get a leech on the prisoner. So I think you're being careful that the prisoner doesn't get a short stun and be able to free the Enchantress, which I think is a good idea. But we can see it's unlucky that the Enchantress did get basement there, so we're going to have to see what this prisoner is going to do. Oh, excellent drop down hit. Oh, and they accidentally switched the wrong leech. Accidentally switched to the prisoner's one instead of the Enchantress's one, which would have been more ideal. But we can see the Enchantress was trying to transition upstairs, which worked out in your favor because the prisoner leech was just sitting there, chilling, waiting for that mistake. And yeah, that's GG's. Very excellent job. And now we're going to take a look at some Ember gameplay on Leo's memory. Now, this is a pretty risky choice for a hunter, especially because there's so many good tight kiting areas. There's factory, obviously. And we can see that you're going to rotate your way towards middle. What I like to do, I think with that spawn, is I go more towards shack, and then if I don't find someone at shack, I might be thinking of a different spawn, but I go to shack and then I go towards the back corner, sort of towards to the left of the screen currently. Also, as far as your build goes, we can see that it's the right down Tinnitus Berserker build, and what I tend to prefer with Ember is that I like to go right down Tinnitus, but then I use the rest on this pallet breaking here. I find that the first down is the most difficult by far, and I feel like he needs that pallet breaking and possibly the... Oh wait, no, you wouldn't be able to have the window there, but having that pallet breaking would help to avoid 3 Cypher kites at the beginning. Your chase becomes stronger as you get more flames and stuff, but we can see the blink cooldown is done, so this should be a relatively quick follow-up here. We can see walks right through the pallet and gets a nice down on the prisoner. And we can see that he's taking him into factory. Basement is right there. That's going to be incredibly difficult to rescue from, especially given this team comp. I mean, their only bet, especially against an Ember who's known for his camping. I probably would have face camped with that doll there, to be honest. We can see that it's the first officer coming for the rescue here. Now, I see what you were trying to do here, trying to attack without the hit recovery, but I think you might have been better off trying to place a phantom in a sort of, I guess, a spot that's sort of like towards the bottom of the stairs. I think that would have been effective in stuffing the first officer, although we do see that you ended up hitting the prisoner right here. Now there are 2 ciphers remaining. That's something to keep in mind, and looks like they're decoding back gate and middle. And it looks like this cipher's got a bit of progress on it, so that'll be something to keep track of. Yep, destroy that connection there. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I thought you picked that doll up. I guess I could be wrong. Either way, it looks like you lost the prisoner, which is pretty... Oh, wait, no, prisoner's right up there. I just saw the name tag there. So it looks like you're on the prisoner's tail, although doctor is here. And... Whoa, excellent job with the red puppet trick. That was very impressive, dude. So for those of you that don't know, this only happens with the red puppet doll. The yellow puppet doll is not able to do stuff like this, but the red puppet dolls, if you're able to switch between them, this requires a lot of precision, although if you time it right, it can be very rewarding. That if you swing as you're throwing, or you'll be able to, it'll like sort of glitch out and stretch the hitbox of the doll. And Looks like you're standing back a little bit. Oh, you're going for that blink terror shot. That would have been actually a game-changing move if that went through. Especially being that it looks like final ciphers at 25%. And it looks like you're making your way around. Everybody is injured, though. Okay. We can see the prisoners right here. We can expect to see a stun. Or not. I kind of figured the prisoner would have tried to stun there. Maybe get to that god pallet. But, yeah, breaking that connection is the smart thing to do. It looks like the seer's just sort of hanging out, but you'll be able to go after him next. This prisoner was dead on chair, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, the one thing that you have to keep in mind here is, I believe you do still have your trump card still, so that'll be something to keep in mind. That cipher is nearly close to being done, but one thing that, I remember I was watching some random China Ember video, and if you have the doll's position right, you actually are able to patrol both gates at the same time. That was kind of unfortunate that the Phantom hit the first officer, or tried to hit the first officer when he did. I think the good thing might have been to sort of... Oh, wait a second. I think the last cipher... Yeah, so I probably would have tried to stand in the way, get the Phantom to take the hit, and then you'll be able to easily follow up with another attack. I don't think you have the red doll here. Oh, wait, you do. Another excellent job, again, using that red doll, switching between them, stretching out that hitbox. It is an interesting choice to switch to Peeper. I've seen that done before, and I'm going to be totally honest, I'm not quite sure the theory behind it. Although I have seen it quite often and heard that it works. So I might have to try that sometime, but I'm not an Ember main, so... But it looks like you are placing these peepers down. And it is a dock, so you gotta make sure to keep track of this dock, that she doesn't lose you there. And you see times like this would have been where it would be nice to have that that blink there, so that you would have been able to down that dock a lot faster. And it looks like you did end up finding the seer. And it's important that you get a hit quickly, because we can see up towards the top that the tension is running out. And you did get a hit on the seer, so that's very nice. We can see a rescue just occurred, so you're going to have that doll sort of camp that down. Oh man, terror shock with the red doll trick. That's impressive, dude. That's 3 red doll tricks this game. That is incredibly impressive. Okay, it looks like you're going to switch with the yellow doll. Put the seer on the chair. And I would probably switch with another doll so that you'd have an opportunity to camp back at the seer again. But you can see, late game, he actually does have a decent amount of map pressure. And this first officer is going right on the chair. I believe he's actually dead on chair now, but I wasn't keeping track. He could not be. And switches with the yellow doll. So now there's a doll camping on each. And we can see the dock is right there. And nice job using that Phantom, putting pressure on that rescue. And now you know where the last survivor is at. This was an excellent recovery, especially towards the end game. And especially, dude, on Leo's memory, that is impressive. And at this point, Doc's going to go down, and that is GG. So that was a great example of excellent recovery. Lots of things to look out there for all of you Ember mains out there with the red doll tricks. So those were 3 examples of some pretty game-changing red doll tricks But yeah, overall, extremely nice job. Thank you so much for sending in the gameplay. It was really fun to review. Well, thank you for sticking around this long. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. And let me know any comments or questions in the description below. And if you want to send in your gameplay for a future review video, instructions on how to do that are in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.